People that commit psychological murder are these malignant narcissists, sociopaths.
I wanted to stitch this because I experienced something similar in my college years. I also talk pretty fast, so just keep in mind that with my stitched videos, the videos always end up skipping and my mouth won't necessarily follow my voice. But my situation with the narcissist was a wee bit different than everybody else on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube that's talking about narcissists. Because pretty much everybody else, or at least the vast majority of the people talking about their own personal experiences with narcissists, was talking about a significant other. It was it's either a lady talking about her past boyfriend or some guy talking about his past girlfriend. In my personal situation, it was actually a best friend, not a significant other, no romantic relationship. It was just a dude who I had gotten particularly close with, hung out with every day. This guy, towards longer after we had already known the guy, had admitted to murdering somebody when he was younger. In high school, he apparently murdered somebody, which may or may not be true. We don't know that. But looking back, he was the type of person to brag about it, which is just blows my mind. He also pushed somebody, like the Stitch video talks about, he pushed somebody to suicide and claimed to have felt guilt about it at a point in his life, but also kind of turned around and bragged about it to us, which is like, he put himself on this pedestal. Like, he's so smart that he was able to push somebody else who normally wouldn't have had any psychological issues to suicide, and basically pushed himself into this pedestal, talking about how smart he is that he was able to do that. And I'm trying to make this story as short as possible, but this guy legitimately had a whole little mini army of dudes that he was able to wrap around his little finger. And he basically turned his own house into kind of a frat house without the college, where some of us were in school, but not all of us were in school. And out of the main group of friends that we had, I was the first one to break out of his little simulation that he had created. And I avoided making this video for a long time as well, because I don't really like pointing the finger and saying this person's a narcissist and that person's a narcissist. I think there's something deeply toxic behind it, because I think people are just pointing the finger at others because they were treated poorly once, when it doesn't necessarily make the other party a narcissist. A true narcissist truly believes that he or she is better than other people. There are many phony narcissists that actually feel deeply insecure about themselves, so they put on a facade as if they're better than other people. That's the more common type. No, but this guy genuinely believed he was better, smarter, stronger, faster than other people. Whether reality matched it or not, he would continue to believe he was just truly superior to other people. Like, if there was somebody who was a true-born narcissist that I would have met, it would have been this guy. Was this guy intelligent? Yeah, he was actually a really smart guy. And he was able to convince all of us, like we were some type of fraternity, to almost work as his slaves, more or less. Like, we literally would clean up his whole day, his mess, like, several times where he would convince us to, like, legitimately work for him for free. And later, as I wised up to what this guy was really doing to all of us, then it was like I felt like I was on reality TV, because he started making rumors that I was a pedophile. When it really comes down to it, when you look at the signs, he probably had felt that way the whole time. Like, about himself, and was accusing others, which is like really, really freaking sick. I actually flunked out of college on my first attempt because this guy was able to psychologically wrap me around his bidding so well. And eventually, the only way out of it was to completely remove myself from the situation. And like I said, this was years ago. So I don't really, or at least I haven't really made videos on narcissists to relate to everybody that's doing it today. And that's because it happened to me so long ago. So it was like, it's almost, it's kind of hard to relate because it's something that a lot of you guys are going through now or have gone through recently. But I had gone through this like over 10 years ago. Like it was a long time ago. And it also wasn't exactly the same type of situation where a lot of you guys have a significant other that's basically totally ruining your mentality. Whereas I had somebody that I considered my best friend who was doing that to me. So it was a little bit different. The best comparison I can make to who this person actually was at heart was Cartman from South Park. That's like who he truly was deep down, but he had a way of masking it and getting other people to believe that he was truly the one that everybody should be listening to. And the majority of us, the vast majority of us actually believed him. And then we believed that the people that were wise enough to like be like, you know what, I'm not going to hang out with this dude. He's a jerk. Like we thought they were the idiots. And it blows my mind. And after I removed myself from the entire situation, some of the other ones started to wise up. I don't know what the guy's up to nowadays, but who knows? I hope he's not doing the same thing he was doing to other people now. I didn't really want to join in on all the narcissist videos, but I kind of feel like I had to, because until you experience somebody who's a truly malicious spirit, that's when you really know. I'm not talking about just some ex that was a total jerk towards the end of the relationship, because that happens normally to people. They get into a relationship and eventually they grow to like get really pissed off at each other. And some guy or girl can be totally vain and love looking at themselves in the mirror, but they may still actually have some sort of emotion. Whereas like this person didn't. They had zero remorse for their actions. They seem to get off on the misery of others. And if somebody in the group actually was wise, he would find a way to turn the entire group against them. And eventually I saw that I couldn't save the other ones, so I had to save myself. But I think me removing myself from the situation, which was what ultimately saved the rest of them, because whenever they realized, oh, even that idiot could figure this guy out, then eventually I think some of them figured him out too. If there was an experience that put the brakes on my life from actually achieving my own personal goals, this was it. If there was an actual experience of a true narcissist I had, this was the guy. It's like they will show you at the beginning how sadistic they truly are, but they'll do it in kind of a joking manner. And then they'll switch to logic to kind of get you to on board with them. And then they'll start manipulating others, manipulating you, and getting you to do things that you would never normally do. In those younger years of my life, I probably tried drugs I would never normally have tried. At that age, I snuck into my parents' house to steal money from them. I'm fucking ashamed of that shit. And I did it for him, of all people. And some of the other friends that hung out with us, they did the same kind of grimy shit. But anyway, thank you for giving me 10 minutes of your day. But I hope this clears up the difference between a dick and a truly, truly malicious, sadistic spirit. All praises to the Most High. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.